The sun-dappled cliffs of Malibu have borne witness to countless Forrester Logan spectacles, but none quite as fragile as the one now unfolding. Hope Logan, luminous in a gown that whispers of second chances, stands beside Liam Spencer, the man whose heart has zigzagged between her and Steffy Forrester for over a decade. Their daughter, Beth, named for the grandmother she never knew, twirls in a miniature version of her mother's dress, clutching a basket of white roses. The engagement party is meant to be a bookmark, a pause before the wedding march. Yet in the world of the bold and the beautiful, joy is merely the prelude to catastrophe. And the question burning through Los Angeles like wildfire is this: will Beth Spencer disappear on the very day her parents pledge forever? To understand why this fear grips us, we must rewind the reel of trauma that is the Spencer Logan saga. Beth is no ordinary child. She is a miracle extracted from the jaws of grief. In 2019, Hope believed her newborn had died at birth, only orchestrated by Reese Buckingham and amplified by the unhinged Florence Fulton. For months, Hope mourned a phantom while her daughter lived mere miles away, renamed Phoebe and cradled in Steffy's arms. The revelation shattered families, toppled empires, and left scars that still throb when the camera lingers too long on Hope's trembling smile. Liam, ever the pendulum, swung between guilt and devotion. Steffy, collateral damage in a war she didn't start, lost the child she'd grown to love. And lurking in the shadow cell was Sheila Carter, the nine-lived specter whose obsession with the Forresters has birthed more chaos than a dozen natural disasters. Sheila didn't steal Beth the first time, but she watched. She waited. And in the soap opera psyche, waiting is merely strategy. Fast forward to November 2025. The engagement party is staged at the Forrester mansion, a glittering cage of crystal and couture. Eric Forrester raises a toast. Brooke weeps into Rich's lapel. Carter Walton, ever the romantic, live streams for the Ion fashion audience. Deacon Sharpahope's father, reformed convict, and Al Giardino's proud proprietor arrives with a grin wide enough to eclipse the Pacific. At his side, Sheila Carter, resplendent in crimson, her smile a scalpel. The moment is electric. Hope's eyes widen, Liam's jaw clenches. Beth, sensing the shift in atmospheric pressure, tugs her mother's sleeve. "Mommy, why is the bad lady here?" The child's voice innocent, piercing cuts through the string quartet like a siren. Flashbulbs pop. Twitter erupts. And Sheila? She merely tilts her head, the way a cat regards a canary. Let us dissect Sheila's psyche the way a coroner dissects motive. She is not invited to the wedding that much is canon. Deacon, in a moment of paternal pride, spills every detail to his beloved, the cliffside venue, the guest list, the security or lack thereof. Sheila's exclusion is a branding iron to her ego. She has birthed Finn, manipulated marriages, survived gunshot wounds, and faked her own death, yet the Logans draw a line at her. History whispers that Sheila does not accept rejection, she rewrites it. Recall Kelly Spencer's near drowning, engineered to frame Lee Finnegan. Recall Hayes Finnegan's kidnapping, a chess move to bind Steffy closer. Beth Spencer, granddaughter to Deacon, stepdaughter to Finn's biological mother, represents the ultimate trophy. Stealing her would not merely wound Hope and Liam, it would annihilate them. It would punish Deacon for his half-hearted loyalty. And it would cement Sheila's legend, the woman who can reach into the heart of the Forrester empire and pluck out its most precious jewel. Enter the wild card, the Al Giardino waitress. Let's call her Mare Asolbes. Every soap needs a civilian to ignite the fuse. Overheard by sharp-eared extras, Mary Saul gusts to a coworker, "Deacon's daughter is marrying that Spencer guy again. He's the father of the bride, so of course his wife gets to go." The words slither through the party like smoke under a door. Beth, playing hide and seek among the hydrangeas, overhears. Children in soaps possess preternatural hearing. It's practically a union rule. She toddles to Hope, points a tiny finger at Sheila, and declares, "That's the lady from my nightmares." Cue the slow-motion montage. Sheila's smile freezing, Deacon's champagne glass slipping, Liam scooping Beth into protective arms. Security hired by a paranoid Reggie's summoned. Sheila is escorted out, her laughter echoing off the marble like shattering glass. But the damage is done. The seed is planted. And in Sheila's mind, the clock begins its countdown. Logistical nightmares, how a kidnapping could unfold. Let us game this out, scene by chilling scene. The engagement party swells with guests Forresters, Logans, Spencers, Avants, even a smattering of Spectre cousins. A string quartet morphs into a DJ set. Fireworks are scheduled for 9:15 p.m. Beth, exhausted from twirling, is tucked into a guest room for a nap. A nanny hired last minute, credentials barely vetted oozes on a chaise lounge. Classic soap trope, never trust the help. Sheila, ejected but not defeated, has allies. Perhaps a disgruntled caterer owed a favor. Perhaps Tom, the homeless man she once nursed back to health. A forged Forrester Creations badge gains access to the service corridors. The nanny is lured away by a fake emergency text. Your mother's been in an accident. The door closes. Beth stirs, murmurs mommy, and is silenced by a chloroform-soaked rag tasteful because soaps still observe PG-13 violence. By the time Hope checks on her daughter, the room is empty. A single white rose lies on the pillow, its petals arranged in the shape of an S. The fireworks begin red, gold, deafening. No one hears the scream that never comes. Security cameras glitch courtesy of a teenage hacker paid in Bitcoin. The cliffside estate, with its labyrinth of guest houses and private beaches, becomes a haystack. Beth becomes the needle. Soaps thrive on subversion. Let's explore the counter-narratives. Sheila wants us to suspect her. She plants the rose, leaks a cryptic text to Deacon tell Hope to cherish every moment, then establishes an airtight alibi, perhaps live streaming herself at Al Giardino, surrounded by witnesses. The real culprit. Luna Nozawa, still seething over her mother Poppy's imprisonment, seeking leverage against the Logans. What if Hope orchestrates the disappearance? Postpartum trauma, fear of history repeating. A subconscious desire to protect Beth from the Spencer-Logan curse. She hides her daughter with a trusted ally, Donna, Katie, planning a miraculous rescue to bind Liam closer. Dark. Yes, but soaps have gone darker. Beth wanders off, drawn by the fireworks' reflection on the ocean. She slips on the cliff's edge. No villain requires the cruel indifference of nature. The search becomes a vigil, the engagement a wake. Sheila arrives not as kidnapper, but as comforter, her redemption arc beginning in the ashes of tragedy. Beyond logistics, the narrative demands it. Hope and Liam's reunification has been too smooth, too sanitized. Fans smell the setup. A missing child is the ultimate crucible. It tests Liam's heroism. Will he finally choose Hope unequivocally? Hope's resilience. Can she survive losing Beth again? And Sheila's humanity, does even she have a line she won't cross? Moreover, Beth's disappearance would ripple across generations. Steffi, haunted by her own history with Phoebe, would lead the search force into alliance with Hope. Finn, torn between wife and mother, might uncover Sheila's involvement, triggering a custody war over Hayes. Deacon, the eternal optimist, would face the wreckage of his choices. And Eric, patriarch supreme, would convene the families in the Forrester living room for a scene of such raw emotion that daytime Emmys would be preemptively engraved. Yet restraint is a virtue soaps rarely practice but occasionally faint toward. Repeating the Beth kidnappings of child, same trauma risks audience fatigue. The showrunners might opt for subversion. Sheila attends the wedding invited, her presence a test of forgiveness. Beth remains safe. But the tension lies in whether Hope can say I do with the woman who shot her mother standing 10 feet away. Alternatively, the threat could manifest psychologically. Beth develops night terrors, drawing crayon pictures of a shadow lady with 9 fingers. No abduction occurs, but the fear of one paralyzes the family. Sheila, reformed-ish, becomes an unlikely ally, helping Beth confront her demonstrating a grudging seat at the rehearsal dinner. The verdict. Probability and poetics. Let's assign odds, soap opera style. Likelihood of kidnapping, 72%. The setup is too delicious, the history too raw. Sheila's exclusion is a lit fuse, Beth's public rejection, the spark. The engagement party's chaos provides cover. And soaps adore irony. The day meant to celebrate family becomes the day family is fractured. Likelihood of misdirection, 20%. A fake ad shallow framed, but hidden by a lesser villain keeps viewers guessing. Luna copy, even a vengeful Reese Buckingham paroled and bitter could wear the black hat. Likelihood of restraint, 8%. The writers blink, opting for emotional stakes over physical ones. Beth's safety is the red herring. The real drama is Hope's panic attack at the altar. Liam's confession of lingering Steffi feelings. Sheila's tearful toast. Epilogue, the cliffhanger we crave. Picture this. The engagement party winds down. Hope and Liam steal a moment on the terrace. City lights glittering below like fallen stars. Beth is found miraculously asleep in Quinn's art studio, surrounded by half-finished portraits. Relief floods the crowd. Toasts resume. Fireworks fade. But as the camera pans to the shadows beyond the gate, a figure watches. Sheila, unnoticed, clutches a child's white ribbon turn from Beth's hair during the earlier commotion. She presses it to her lips, eyes gleaming with something between love and lunacy. The screen cuts to black. A single line of text fades in. To be continued at the wedding. In the bold and the beautiful, safety is an illusion, and every happy ending is merely the setup for the next fall. Beth Spencer may not vanish on engagement day, but the threat of it will haunt every frame until the vows are spoken. And when the music swells and the bride walks down the aisle, we'll all be watching the shadows, waiting for the other shoe or the other stiletto to drop. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe my channel for more updates on the bold and the beautiful.